So I guess you can see it now. Hello. Can you hear me? One person to confirm.
Yes, I can hear you well, and I can see the screen also.
All right. So last time I was using it in a slideshow, so it was not moving. So today I'm not going to use a slideshow because I want you to follow the slides also. So today we're going to look at theoretical foundation of leadership. In our previous session, we looked at introduction to organizational leadership, whereby we say that our aim is within the organizational context. We're not talking about the political positions, but we're talking about leadership within the organization. So we say that leadership is actually a component of management, especially if you are at the highest level of management in the organization. So you need to have some leadership skills to enable you navigate the activities of the organization, whereby we also say that it is within yourself, inbuilt. Okay, you don't need to go and study it at university to become a very good manager. No, it is within you. So we say that it is just a process of influencing good behaviors or the behaviors of the employees in an organization in order to achieve the organizational objective and the goals. So we also went ahead to look at some of the leadership skills whereby we talked about autocratic. I remember explaining in form of dictatorship. People who are autocratic, they are always dictatorial. It is characterized by centralization of powers. This is where a manager centralizes powers to himself. Then we also looked at democratic leadership style, whereby we say that it's participative, whereby suggestions they come from the lower level employees before decisions are taken. Then we also looked at servant leadership and others. So today we are going to look at now the theory or foundation of leadership. So in talk of foundation or leadership or theory of leadership, we are talking about a situation under which people become leaders within the organization. Remember, that's our focus. We are not talking about the political position. However, we can also incorporate some of the examples from the political positions here in our organizational context. So if you look around the organization, there are some scenarios whereby it requires someone to be becoming a leader, even at the country level. Sometimes you find the situation is really fragile. It means that anyone, so long as the person is ambitious, can become a leader. So that's what you're going to look at in today's presentation. So we're going to start with the 12 theories, or born or made. Are leaders really born or they are made? So that is the question you need to ask yourself. In your own understanding, leaders are born or they are made. And you could be right to say they are born, and also you could be right to say they are made, depending on the situation and depending on the people we're talking about. For example, uh, last time I gave example of Idi Amin Dada, the former president of Uganda. It was alleged that Idi Amin was not educated. Okay, I think he ended in primary 2 or 3, and he became a leader. So in that scenario, we can say that leaders are not made. Okay, they are born. It is within Amin that he was able to become the president of the Republic of Uganda. This can also happen within organizational context. It could be assistant manager or assistant officer wherever you're working from. But so long as that leadership skills within you, chances are high that you may end up rising into the highest position in that organization you're working at right now. So that is within yourself. Sometimes you find people work in an organization for over 10, 15 years, but they remain in the position where they are. Okay, that's because they do not have that leadership skills within themselves. Okay? So that is how we say that leaders are either born or they are made. So the characteristic is such people they are normally uh, intelligent, okay? Very intelligent. So Amin was an intelligent leader, though politicians are saying that Amin was dictatorial. Okay? So if you look at his legacy, you may find that Amin, to some extent, was actually a good leader, leave alone the issue of the dictatorship. So the idea of giving the economy back to Ugandans was not a bad one, though it was miscalculated. The impact of that decision was huge. Okay? Also, there was a positive impact from that decision Amin made. The historians say that a new class of people emerged in Uganda called Mafuta Mengi, just because of the economic war declared by Amin. So Mafuta Mengi is a Congolese word or Lingala word, meaning that too much oil, thing referring to things to do with wealthy. Okay. So Amin gave factories, industries, companies to the Ugandans. Okay. It wasn't a bad idea, though they mismanaged the economy, and then later on it even turned against him, which led to his downfall by 1979. So we are not in the history, but I just want to give you an explanation of how leaders are born. So the next one is behavioral theory. We are talking about what leaders do, what managers do in an organization. Okay, some managers are autocratic; they centralize powers to themselves. Okay. For example, your boss can call that today, Charles, I'm transferring you to Yale. That is being autocratic. Why don't you involve Charles before telling him that you are going to go and work for me? So autocratic leaders always do that. They will not communicate to the person they want to transfer. What they will do is they wait for you when the time comes for you to go to Yale or to go to Maridi. Now they will tell you that you need to prepare next week. Your transfer is going to be working from Maridi without your knowledge. It affects you because you have family here in Juba. You need to prepare yourself, things like that. So that is what you call behavior or what leaders do. Democratic. Okay. Then under democratic, this is where a leader sometimes also involves Charles that we are planning to transfer it to Yei or Maridi. What do you think? Okay. Then from there, the employees will tell the managers what they feel about the transfer process. Others might even reject it depending on the security situation in that particular area. Okay. So it's very important that as a manager, don't exercise a lot of authority. So engage with your employees. Share with them that tomorrow this one is going to happen. We are planning to transfer you to this location. What do you think? Okay. So they will also give you their view. And if they are not willing, they will also tell that you see, I'm not able to go there because of A, B, C, D. Maybe it could be medical conditions, it could be any other family-related issues. Then, as a democratic leader, you also need to consider that, analyze it, and then maybe you can think of another person who could go there and they serve the position. So that's what we call behavioral theory of leadership, or what leaders actually do. Then we have contingency theory. Okay. With the contingency theory, we don't have styles. That's what it is meaning. There's no any leadership style. It depends on the prevailing condition. Okay. If plan A fails, of course you have to uh, apply plan B. So here we don't have any specific leadership style. It depends on the situation at hand. That's what we call contingency theory. So where you're working from, maybe your manager, the person whom you report to, seems to be unserious. Okay, that is the situation you're talking about here. Seems to be unserious. And then for you, you you are having that kind of leadership skills, you are very creative, chances are high that you may be promoted to the place of your boss. That one also happens. Okay. So the situation at hand is the one which determines the style of leadership. I've been giving example of how leaders do things, dictating things on their employees. With the contingent skills, sometimes you can forget about being polite because of the situation. You have to take bold decisions. That's where people say that sometimes dictatorship is part of management. It's part of leadership. You can't run away from it. You stand firm and take bold decisions. Okay. The person you want to take to Maridi has refused to go, who doesn't want to go. But that's the only option. What do you do at this point? Okay. I have only one person, and that is Makwasi, who's supposed to go and work for me. As a manager, I have to decide, regardless of whether I'm so democratic, I'm doing it in a servant style. I have to dictate it on my watch. Please, tomorrow you have to go to here and work from there because we are sort of manpower. Okay? That's what you mean by continuous theory. Then the next one is the relationship theory. Some people raise to power because of the relationship. Okay, you have a very good relationship with your fellow employees. If such opportunity comes, they will just support you and become uh, the next manager in the organization because of your relationship with the employees. But if you don't have very good relationship with them, they will object your promotion. Okay, they'll say no, this guy is not competent for the position. That's the relationship. Okay. In the world of sport, you've seen some coaches. They have very good relationship with their players. Wherever they go with the first players. Okay, that's the relationship. At workplace, the same. Even at the country level, let us talk about the political leadership now. If your relationship is good with the citizen, okay, they know you, you are a very good person, you do always the right thing, you stand for the truth. So when time comes for campaign, you will have their votes because of very good relationship. So it has a lot of implications. So as you're working in an organization, you need to make sure that you maintain very good relationship with your fellow workers. You never know what might happen. Okay? And not just because of the organization you're working for. Tomorrow, next tomorrow, this person might get another opportunity somewhere. And then you say, oh, William has been a very good person. Let me call him and then we work together with him in this organization. So these are the kind of things you need to do in an organization if you want to become a successful manager, senior manager. So it's still under relationship. They create supportive and positive work environment. So a leader a manager, let me talk about more a manager. A manager who is now promoted to the highest position normally creates that positive work environment because he knows that it is because of the relationship that he is where he is now. Such environment is always there. So that's about relationship theories of leadership. So having looked at that, now the next one is the servant leadership. In other words, you are putting others first. The interest of your employees is first before yours. Okay? At the country level, if you are the leader in whatever position, it could be the national, state, county level, even Payam level, putting the citizen first is what we are referring to the servant leadership style. In an organizational context, you are the senior officer, could be the finance officer, could be the human resource officer, procurement officer, whatever position you're occupying, you could be the senior person, but make sure that you also put the interest of the people you're supervising first. That is what we're referring to as servant leadership. In other words, a leader looks at himself as a parent, okay, as a parent. So in this hard economy, sometimes you find that a father sleeps without eating enough and making sure that the children are feeding, the children are going to school. A father can sacrifice not to buy a pair of shoes, trouser for himself, but want to know that at least my children are wearing good trousers. They are studying. They are not sleeping with empty stomach. So that is the servant leadership. It also applies in organizational context. Okay, so it's not just about the family issues. You take it up to the organizational level. Please, if you are in a senior position, don't undermine the interest of the people you are leading. It's very, very important. So having looked at the servant, now let us look at the importance of this skill to us. So it provides framework for understanding leadership. Okay, we will be able to know the kind of leadership styles in an organization. When I look at how Makwachi is leading, I'll just know this person is a dictator. Makwachi is maybe a democratic leader. Makwachi is a servant leader. I'll be able to know. Okay, that's the importance of studying a leadership skill. It also helps us to identify qualities and behaviors that are associated with effective leadership. Okay? We'll be able to know the characteristics of these leadership styles or theories we have just looked at. Okay? If someone wakes up one day and tells you that, please, tomorrow we are going to do ABCD without prior information to you, you just know that this person is a dictator. Okay? But if this person tells you that tomorrow I want you to do ABCD, what do you think? You just know that this person is a democratic leader or manager in an organization. Okay? Then it also helps us to develop our own leadership skills and become more effective leaders. After understanding all the leadership theory, it helps you to develop your own skills now. You can come up with your own ways of leading the people in an organization because you have been interacting, you have been understanding different types of leadership, etc. So this helps you also as an individual to make sure that you develop your own style of leadership. So these are some of the importance of studying leadership theory. As a management student, you need to familiarize yourself with. Then let us look at the evolving landscape of leadership. What is happening is the change in the nature of work we are doing. The change in an organization, the change in the work is causing change of leadership. For example, in this time, it's all known that the economy of the country is not doing well within the organizational setting. Okay, I'm talking about organizational setting. I don't want to talk outside that. People start thinking about the kind of leadership they want in this hard time. Okay, and if you have a leader who is not ready to adapt to change, we call them conservative leaders. They don't accept any change. So what happens is that people start demanding for change. Okay, you don't want change, like I told you last time that if you don't want change, change will change you. Okay, such leaders will not survive in the organization. They will always be kicked out of the organization because of the change. So it works hand in hand. So it affects the kind of leadership we have in an organization. Then new challenges and opportunities also require new leadership. Okay? We have challenges in an organization. And sometimes we don't look at the challenges with negativity. Okay? There's always positive aspect in any challenge. So it also creates a platform for new leaders to come up. Okay? Let me take you back to some history. You all know how Napoleon Bonaparte became a leader in France. Okay? Because of the challenges the French people were facing. Okay? But then French was under the Bourbon monarchy. So they had a lot of challenges, and Napoleon Bonaparte capitalized on that challenges rose to power. So how about opportunities? Is still opportunity came in for Napoleon to capture state powers. If you remember the Italian campaigns, whereby Napoleon was in charge of the command, so it was a military expedition uh, staged by the French government to liberate the Italian against the Austrian rules. So Napoleon was in charge. So it was an opportunity for him to show his leadership skills. And it's on record that Napoleon successfully defeated the Austria during the Italian campaign and he restates the French rule in Italy. Okay, so such opportunity happens even within the organization. It happens. You can be sent to the field to go and perform some tasks. Okay, I'm now within the organizational context. You can be sent to the field to do work. That's an opportunity for you. When you go there, you do your best. Your skills are practically seen. Then when you come back, don't be shocked that you are going to be promoted. So that is how the evolving landscape of leadership actually is happening. So leaders today need to be adaptable, innovative, and able to inspire others. Okay? If you're a senior manager, you need to be able to inspire the lower level employees. Okay? Let the drivers, let the gatekeepers, the lower level employees, let them look at you and they say, yes, this is our man. Okay? But if the lower level employees are not concerned about you, just know that you're not an inspiring leader. And then chances are high that the moment your tenure ends in an organization, no one will support you. They will not advocate for the renewal of your contract because you are not inspiring any other person. So that is how leaders are supposed to be very innovative and inspiring. Last time I asked about if there's any other leader who has ever inspired you. Okay, I think I'm going to ask this question after this presentation, which I'm about to conclude. Any leader within South Sudan who has inspired you is what I'm going to ask after this presentation. So, as you are busy working, you need to make sure that all are presented here are practically happening in an organization. Okay? You also need to study them carefully so that you conduct yourself accordingly. You never know. Tomorrow, next tomorrow, you become the senior manager of the organization where you are currently working. So with that, I'll come to the end of this presentation, and I want to open a floor. It's specifically to ask you if there's any other leader in South Sudan who has inspired you. And also, if you don't have within South Sudan, you can go outside South Sudan. Tell us any leader who has inspired